Okay, hey everybody, good morning and welcome in and welcome back to the Regular Guy NBA DFS show. I am David. We are back in the dungeon, aka my basement recording studio, and we're here for today's Regular Guy show and our daily pick six for DraftKings here on a Saturday. Let me just say that I appreciate all the words of support that I've gotten from some people. The NBA DFS Regular Guy show was on an unplanned hiatus. Um, I had a little bit of a medical scare, but I had to be in the hospital for a couple of days. But everything is going very well. So thank you to everybody who reached out to me. And hey, let's get back into it. I'm going to be fine, and I've missed out on playing some DFS for a few days, but I have been obviously keeping track of things on my phone. Got up early this morning, excited to do this again and get the show back on track. So before I get started here with today's pick six, guys, if you don't mind, if you would kindly hit that like button down below. It helps out the channel a bunch. I sure appreciate it because I like making these videos, and hopefully you guys are getting something out of it. If you'd also hit the subscribe button and click that little notification bell, that way you get notified every time we put out a new video. And give me a follow on Twitter at SandoDFS. We've been doing some giveaways for $25 in NBA DFS dollars, and we're going to do that throughout the playoffs here. If you retweet the post that I put out on Twitter that has the link to this video in it, you're automatically entered into that $25 drawing that we'll do sometime through the playoffs out here, probably as we get closer to the end of the second round. But I have a little piece of paper right here, and I keep track of all of the retweets that we get. And you can also enter by just leaving any kind of a comment here down in the lines here down below on this video. Hey, you suck. Hey, I wish you wouldn't have come back. Whatever. Or hey, we like your picks. We like the videos. Any kind of comment, guys, would be fine. So let's like, subscribe, notification bell, Twitter at SandoDFS, and let's get started on this today's pick six. I know that we've got an early lock today. You guys got other things to do on a Saturday, so let's get right into it. Obviously, we have a lot of options today as far as what studs we're going to try and put in to our lineups. As we've been noticing throughout the playoffs, last night was crazy. Pretty much every stud that you could have put into a lineup last night went off. I scored 301 points in my one of my two lineups that I put in, which was very good. But it took 339 to win last night. So it can be just a difference of one guy or two guys, and it can be just a difference of 5, 6, 7 points that keeps you from the lower end of the caching, to maybe competing for a takedown in these tournaments. So with the way the studs have been playing in so many of these slates, we just got to try and pick the right ones. That's what it comes down to, and hope that our value doesn't completely bust, because value can be a tough thing to find during the playoffs. Now, today's a little bit different. Before I even get into this pick six, let me just clarify. This pick six that I'm going to do today, this lineup that I'm going to build today, and I think we'll just build up a whole lineup, is completely dependent on Russell Westbrook playing in today's game. The problem is that game's at 6 o'clock. I have no idea when we're going to get that news. If Westbrook wouldn't play today, I would imagine a guy like Bradley Beal is going to have to be an absolute must play, and I don't have him in today's pick six. Obviously, he's a great option even if Westbrook does play the way he's been playing. I think he scored over 30 points in both the games, but it's very it's very hard to do this at 9:30 in the morning my time. Game starts at 6 o'clock, and I have no idea if Russell Westbrook's going to play. It's a huge piece of news. But so we're going to proceed under the assumption that Westbrook plays today. And we're going to start out our pick six in the point guard position. And I'm still surprised at his price, and that's one of the main reasons that you're going to see a couple of guys I put in today. There's going to be based on their price, because I think they should be higher priced. So I'm going right back to Ben Simmons. He scored over 50 fantasy points in both of the games against Washington so far. He's only 7,600. I mean, that's seven, getting close to 8x value on his salary. Um, Again, he's looked like the old Ben Simmons, if you will. I didn't play this guy much during the regular season, but um, he's had over 50 fantasy points in both games. I don't see any reason why that wouldn't continue today. He gets defensive stats. So, yeah, if Ben Simmons is going to be 7,600 when he's scoring like a guy that should be 8,500 or 9K, I'm just going to keep putting him in the lineup. So that's the first play in our pick six today. Now, as you know, as we talked about a little bit earlier in the video, we got to try and get a little different somewhere in some spots here. And I mean, I'm not trying to get cute or anything like that, but again, that 6 or 7, 8 points with one or two players can be the difference here in these lineups, guys, because there's so few guys to choose from, and everybody's building lineups in a similar way. So I'm going to go to a guy that I still don't know if he's going to be very high owned or not, but he's been extremely productive. He's been over 45 fantasy points, I think. I'll double check that in the first two games. Generally, I don't usually go to like Holiday and Middleton. Yeah, 47 and 42, 31 and 34 minutes. The Bucks have been interesting. There's been so many blowouts that they really haven't had to play their studs big minutes. Giannis's minutes, I don't think he's had over 34 or 35 minutes so far. But anyway, Holiday's been extremely productive. He's gotten at least 30 minutes. And I don't think he's going to have as high ownership as guys, are still going to probably try and fit Giannis into their lineups. I'm going to try and fit as many of these studs in here today as I can, and then just hope when it comes to the value. So along those lines, my center today is it's going to be Nikola Jokic. I don't know how I can leave him out. He's crushed in both the games against Portland. We know about Portland's defense down low. It doesn't happen. I don't see why it would start to happen. They just don't have anybody that can deal with Jokic. If you watch that game, what was it, 2 nights ago, last night, not 2 nights ago, it's really weird to watch a game in a hospital bed too, guys. I didn't like that at all. But anyway, yeah, they don't have anybody to deal with him. These are going to be fast-paced games, up and down, back and forth, ton of usage, and Jokic, is going to drive the ship for Denver as he always does. So I'm going to put him in 10,400, very expensive, but I think we can still get a pretty good lineup in here, guys, jamming him in. So along those lines, the guard spot is a place today where it looks like a lot of our value is, but we're going to run out of guard spots. So you've got to decide if you want to put some value in your guard spot. I built this lineup earlier before I started this video. Ja Morant works here, okay? He can work here, and you can still build a pretty reasonable lineup. I'm going to go to a guy that I don't think is going to be very high owned, who's been extremely productive, and really his numbers have gotten, well, I think they get better when Donovan Mitchell's on the floor, but either way, they've been good. And I'm going to put Mike Conley in this other guard spot. I don't think he's going to be terribly high owned today, and he's been really productive, 52 and 49 fantasy points. Donovan Mitchell being back does hurt some other starters, I think, for Utah, but not Conley, because I think it helps his assist numbers when Donovan Mitchell's in and knocking down shots. So I think his usage stays about the same, and Mitchell can help improve his numbers. And as you see, 52 and 49 fantasy points his last two games. I'll take that. Yeah, he's not going to go out and score 50 like Ja Morant did the other night. But look at the price that I'm saving, 6,800 compared to 80-some. Where is Ja? 8,300. That just helps me not have to try and find a bottom of the barrel value and just hope that they score 10 points. This keeps us where we have a little bit more reasonable salary to work with. So we are going to need some value. A very popular guy today is going to be Bryn Forbes. Dante DiVincenzo out for the season for the Bucks. Looks like Bryn Forbes is the guy that they want to give the starters minutes to, and he's a fine play, and you can go to him. But again, I'm running out of guard spots to use my value. I'm going to go to the other guy from Milwaukee that I think benefits with Bryn Forbes being out. I don't feel great about playing him, but I don't need 30 points from him. He's 3,400, small forward position. I'm going to play Connaughton. Connaughton and Forbes, it looks like, are going to be the two guys that are going to kind of split up the DiVincenzo's minutes. Forbes will get more of them, and he'll be the much more popular play today. If I just need 20 to 25 20 to 25 minutes out of Pat Connaughton, and hopefully 20 to 25 fantasy points would be great at $3,400. Again, he doesn't have to break the slate. He just needs to be serviceable to pay off his price and allow us to keep some of these other studs in. So there's Connaughton there for value. Another guy, I'm just going to go back to him. I play him a lot. He's consistent. He's not going to break the slate, but I don't need him to. I'm just going to go to Daniel Gafford in my utility position. He's going to play between 18 and 23 minutes. It looks like Washington obviously is just going to split up the center minutes with him and Len and Lopez. Gafford's been the most consistent with minutes, right around 20 minutes every game and right around 20 to 24 fantasy points every game. And that's really all I need from him at 4,200. So would it be nice if they'd play him 25 to 30 minutes someday because he can be extremely productive? That would be nice. I don't think they're going to do that. So I'll just take my chances with him. I pretty much think I know what I'm getting. Now, if Westbrook would sit today, I think Gafford becomes he gets a little bit more usage even if he doesn't get more minutes. Okay, so we have 2 spots left here. And look, we still got $5,000 in salary to work with. Instead of if we had put maybe Ja Morant or Donovan Mitchell or somebody else in that guard spot down here, we'd be probably down around 36 to 4,200 in salary. So I like having this left. You've got $5,000 to play with for 2 spots. We should be able to find. You could even go value in the power forward. There is a guy I'm going to mention that got some minutes for Miami. Miami's just been terrible. I don't know what to do with them. But Belika, he was pretty productive when he got minutes for Sacramento. Now, how many minutes is he going to get today? He got 12 in the first game, not enough. 18 in the second game, 25 fantasy points. I'm not saying jam the guy in, but I'm just saying if you wanted to maybe try and spend up in this last forward position, I don't think he's a horrible option because I think he's going to get maybe 18 to 23 minutes. He's more than a fantasy point player, fantasy point per minute player if he gets enough minutes. So that would, if you wanted to go that way, then you'd have 6,800 left for your forward position, which gets us right here, to a Dylan Brooks who's been really good for Memphis. He's scoring dependent, but he has been scoring in the first 2 games. So if he can continue to do that, you get him in there. You got $300 left, and that's a lineup I'd put in right now. So anyway, guys, that's going to do it for the Pick 6. I know I kind of went a little bit long with this video, but I had some thank yous to get to. Before you get out of here, please, if you would, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell, give me a follow on Twitter at SandoDFS, comment down below. Either way will get you in to the $25 drawing. If you follow me on Twitter, retweet the post that has this video, and I'll write your name down on my piece of paper here. Everybody that retweets gets written down, and then we have a little drawing. So that's it for today's Pick 6, guys. Happy Saturday to you. Good luck to all of us, and hopefully, God willing, I will talk to you tomorrow.